Okay, so I have taken it upon myself to create our logo, which I don't know if this is the only option that I felt that I had, on top of also feeling like maybe if I had my hands on it, some magical experience would happen in which I would come up with the best logo that I could have possibly ever paid anybody else for. But it has been difficult because I don't consider myself to be a artist in the level that I would like to be in order to draw something amazing out. I used to draw a lot when I was younger, but it was never like these beautiful artistic things. It was mainly like a lot of inspiration based off of other drawings that I had already seen, and then I would just try to replicate. So this has been difficult, and I've definitely been using AI to give me inspiration, along with visiting sites like DeviantArt and the like, to be inspired of how I can shape this up. I know one thing for sure, which is it's going to be a round logo for many reasons. The X is in the middle, which represents the first letter of the name of our brand, which is Zeden. And there's going to be two dragons involved, one representing my sister, the other one representing me. And that's about as good as I got it. There's so many ideas that I have, but I have this problem where I try to put every single idea on paper and it comes too muddy, too messy. And the only problem that I have, or the biggest problem that I have making this logo, is that a logo is not supposed to be complicated or ultra complicated. Like if we were just creating art for the website to show different ways that we see Zeden represented, no fucking problem. But because this is supposed to be a logo, it's really hard for me to try to kind of reel myself back from using every single little trick that I have in the bag. And that's kind of my issue that's followed me a lot when it comes to creating things. So I'm just having to face that, and that's where I'm struggling. I've had pretty much this exact outline that you're seeing already for days, and I have not touched it because I don't know how to proceed. Right now, I just did a little more detail work on the dragons' faces, but I'm like stuck here. And I just thought, hey, why don't I bring my phone out and record what's going on, because apparently video journaling is a thing that I do. Number one. Number two, also, hold on. Before we move on to number two, I do this a lot. The whole first of all, and then second of all, or number one, and then number two, or A, and then B. And it's starting to get on my own nerves. But what else is new here? Just thought I'd say that. But yeah, and number two, I was thinking, you know, some divine inspiration would hit as I would talk about it, or talk through it, I guess. Okay, so it has been over an hour in this long process. And knowing myself and how I have things go in my life, I should have known it was going to take me a long time just to get an inch closer to what I want to get to. So now we have done so much penciling in and erasing, but I am so happy of the direction that this is taking. So like I said, these two dragons represent my sister and I. Now, my sister is a Cancer, a water sign. I am a Virgo, an earth sign. So I thought that it would be best to represent the dragons in those elements when we drew them as ourselves. So this is the water dragon, and the way that this is the most discernible is by the way of the fin type of element and design. I need to clean this up quite a bit, but I didn't want to mess with the outline too much. And then the earth dragon, or the one that represents me, I really wanted to do a green and like roots, but I didn't want it to look too scraggly because, like, once again, this is a logo. So I thought leaves would be the best representation of that. So these are leaves. And then right here at the tail, we have it spreading out with roots and then leaves at the end of those roots, just very lightly penciled in. And then the tails, of course, are intertwined with one another, which I need to fix. Because these right here are supposed to be like little roots. But I don't know if it's confusing or not. I might have to revisit that. But I'm loving the way this is looking so far. And I'm trying my hardest not to overcomplicate this logo. I really am. Because like I said, there will be a time and a place to make beautiful art with these concepts. But the logo is not where we do that. I know it's dark, but this is how I feel comfortable working right now. Still working on the logo. I ended up finding out that I was doing a lot of things on Illustrator the very long way instead of the short way. Found the short way, then had to go back and do a bunch of re-edits. And I'm done with the basic outline, but I'm going back and doing some detail work. and also getting feedback from my sister at the same time to make sure that we're both being represented in this, you know, drawing logo thing. And then I've had to look up quite different like versions of what I'm trying to do. Because even though I've drawn elements like the ones I'm trying to reproduce many times, I want them to look a little better than I've done them in the past. So that's where I'm at right now. I feel like this has been taking all day. Finish my coffee. It's almost going to be dinner time now, but I'm just going to keep working on it. I am determined to get this done today. Like, it has to be done today. Go to the window menu at the top of the Illustrator window. Cancel window. I have called it a day on the logo. I am very pleased with it, but before I ruin it, because I've been staring at it for so long today, I'm like, I'm gonna leave it alone for now, and then tomorrow I will proceed with adding more detail work and some shading possibly. But the outline is pretty much completely done. I am so happy with the way that it's turning out. And even though it's feeling like it's taking forever, I couldn't be more pleased with the way that things happened. Originally, we were going to go with my partner to Vlogmas sand dunes, but luckily his parents wanted to go with him, so it gave me the reason and the ability to pull myself out of that equation and actually work, because I actually really want to work, and just wanting to also feed into my business, and it's just feeling really good right now, at least on that note. Right now I'm journaling. I've been feeling really inspired, but I get like so excited that I feel like my brain just has too many thoughts, too many ideas, and I need to put it on paper. And you see all these notes, like there's even like more notes down there. That is normal for me. And I don't know if I ever talked about this before, because I might have, and then I might have just deleted it. But that is how I help myself a little bit, because of the way that my mind is. It can get really cluttered, and if I don't get a hold of that, it burns me out. Hence why, like, I've had bouts with executive dysfunction in the past. It probably also didn't help that I was working on attaining my bachelor's in physics for the last 1,000 years, but now that I'm out of that, I can feel, even though I've been done with school for like, what's it been, like 2-ish months? Yeah, like 2 months. Yeah, just about, I think it's like almost to the day exactly right now, like 2 months. But anyways, I feel like only now I'm starting to see some of this life force be returned to me that I felt had been taken because of working on that degree for so long. And it feels nice. I was having this conversation with my friend earlier, and I was sharing with her, you know, like my thirst for learning more and deepening things. And it's not just like on one thing, but like many, because now that I don't have like my mind preoccupied so much with so much school stuff, I can lend my brain to all these other things. And even though that's very obvious, I didn't feel like that actually was happening until maybe the past few weeks. And looking back, I want to say it's the past few weeks, because my ability to hold things has just increased dramatically in terms of quantity and quality. I was iffy about even talking about it, and then I was like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? You're missing a golden opportunity. You are going to regret not vlogging and recording how you felt during these times, and the process of how long it took for you to even come up with this thing that hopefully at the end you're very proud of. I can't believe it, you guys. I'm done with a logo. After 1,000 years, this is what I came up with. Is it the best in the world? Possibly. But it doesn't matter, because I made it. I'm just so fucking glad we're done. Oh, it took so long to get here, and a lot of it had to do with just doubting everything. Also, not knowing how to use Adobe Illustrator, but learning on the go. Also, just having a lot of executive dysfunction that we've been battling for eons, it seems. But here we are. Going to be posting it on the website soon. Almost completely done with the bio. Got to brush it up. And then the whole entire website will be live and published and good and ready to go.